Hello. How is everybody? Hope that opening wasn't a little too loud. Sometimes my mic does that. How are you? I am doing pretty good. Earlier this morning, I had a burger from a local chain, a local chain restaurant, and it's not as good as it used to be. I may be biased because I yesterday had a burger from another local chain. Oh, the model kit. Tell me more. Is it like Warhammer? Is it like Gunpla? Is it like Trench Crusade? Like what model are you working on? Oh, Gunpla, sick. I see the addiction has already taken hold. It's already won. You see, this is why I don't get into Warhammer models because I know I would go from having no money to having crippling debt. Oh, first model kit? Congratulations. Mm. Water. I saw somebody like construct Gunpla and then paint it like it was a Warhammer model. And I think honestly that's the best way to do it. And when I say paint like a Warhammer model, I don't necessarily mean like in the Warhammer style, like the Warhammer universe style. Doing your primer, your base coat, your layers of color, your glazing, your edge highlights, that sort of thing on the Gunpla. And it looked so good. Like it really helped accentuate all the little nooks and crannies on the model. I hope my mic is coming in all right. My microphone. Big stretch. I have painted models before though, but they were a part of this D&D 4th edition like tabletop game, I believe. Wait, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was another tabletop like board game. And it has like a bunch of orcs and elves and dwarves and humans in it as like the four factions, and it's sort of like my mic seems fine. That is wonderful. Thank you. I forget what it's called. I could go look on my game shelf, but I would have to go to the other side of the house, which is fast. My house is very small. I mean, I'd imagine my mouse is very small. They tend to be that way. But no, my house is pretty small. But like I'd rather not. We're here to work on a level, and so basically to recap on this as I pop open the Outer Wilds music, is that like the first world of this game is how do I put this? I want the game to be manageable for game development because I'm working on this completely solo. I'm going to be doing the music, the level design, the coding, the art, like everything. I am the person making this video game. And so I want something that is manageable to release. And so I'm going to be releasing it in like a world as a chapter, basically, and then having those be however many so that I could, you know, get stuff out. Like I could be like, yes, I released the first world of this game. Go check it out. And then, keeping them to a level count like per world that seems reasonable to me. Right now, I have like six in my head for this world. Like there's let me open them up. Open Create documents. I love that the search bar in my file like my file manager just doesn't work. I searched up clown because that's the first thing in there. They're called clown platformer or something. So like here's the outline for the first level. Uh, this is where like the player is going to get here is going to get a fun little like scuba gear thing where they're able to uh what is it? Where they'll be able to like dive and then they'll go in and it's gonna be like a kelp forest. It's gonna be very cool. There's gonna be some fish to go against, but this is meant to be like a nice sort of like have the players get their bearings sort of level. You kind of have to assume with every game that it could potentially be somebody's very first platformer game, and so I want to ease the player into it. Right, like there's a start point, a very simple jump, then a simple jump with like a hazard at start in 5 minutes. Then like some basic enemies and like a fun like secret challenge thing. Then like a little introduction to swimming where they're stuck sort of at the top of the water because they can't dive yet. And then they go over here and they see that there's some obstacles and they can't jump from like across the water, so I have to go in the water to jump out of the water, which is sort of a nice little tutorial thing. And then here I didn't want to really like put in exactly what like is here yet, but I wanted to be like, ah, yes, all previous hazards together to sort of, make things, sort of build up, sort of the Mario method almost. Like Rayman Origins and Legends also does this, but people call it the Mario method. Whereas, like, oh yeah, so you introduce simple mechanics, then ramp up the difficulty, then add another one, and ramp up the difficulty, and then blam, there's like the big final challenge, and then the scuba gear, and then they dive, and this is sort of the introduction to swimming. And I want it to be like it's a big set piece, right? It's in a kelp forest. You see the light shimmering through, the god rays, the way that the light dapples through the kelp, a fish in the background and like going through the kelp as like the set pieces, stuff at the bottom. This is very specifically based off of uh Oregon's coastal ecosystem because I want to give where I live and where I love so much love and appreciation, and I want to show people what I find special about it and why I'm going to college for learning about this stuff. Show people why I put so much of myself and so much of my life into this place. Mm. Water, splendid. I love water. Yeah, and a big thing with these secret challenges is I want them to like in the case of fully underwater levels, I want them to give people a chance to like not get rusty from platforming over the next few levels. And then let me go to file open once again so that I can go to C for clown level 2. And then this level is sort of a continuation of the last one, where it's a ramp up of the previous thing. Over time, they see that the kelp forest is like more dying. There's more and more purple sea urchins because that's a big problem. Or like it's sort of like deer when there are no wolves or anything, wolves or bears to like hunt them and keep their populations in check. The purple urchins are eating at like the holdfasts of the kelp, and then that's killing the kelp, and then getting rid of the kelp forest, completely destroying the ecosystem. Sort of showing that, and then like have having a like shark come in and chase the player, sort of as like a little teaser for something to come later. or not something to come later, but sort of as like an introduction to the idea of chases in the game because I love the Rayman Origins and Legends like chase sequences. They make me incredibly happy. I enjoy them a lot. And then like the level ends with the player going into the level end and seeing a bunch of like big rocks and boulders and debris and stuff fall onto like the opening, trapping them inside. And then finally, before we actually get to the design of this stealth level, which I'll go into more again once we do it, is the level 3 outline. The level 3 outline is claustrophobic. It's a lot more vertical than horizontal, unlike the last couple. Uh, to really make it feel like it's a point of no return. They're going deeper. It's introduction to some light mechanics. And like enemies that are in patterns that you have to wait for currents that push them in a certain direction. Also, hello ads. You make me feel neutral. I feel nothing about the ads because they do give me money, but also I find them annoying. So overall, it evens out. But that's unimportant. Making sure to have lots of goodies and stuff like that. Let me get more water. Mm. Right, adding some extra goodies, making sure that big thing, and it's sort of explained with the scuba gear, but it's kind of because I find breathing mechanics in swimming sections very annoying. Is that like the player is just gonna be able to swim, and it's explained as like you're wearing scuba gear with oxygen masks and or like oxygen tanks and everything. Like you are fine. You're completely fine. That's sort of the idea with it, and like you can sort of see with this section, there's no current here. That's why I labeled no current, but there's spines down here to show, oh, there's a bit of danger, right? There's danger up ahead. And then showing like, there's current pushing down here. It's showing a safe path where like if they go up and the current is pushing them down, then they will be fine. And then giving them plenty of leeway to see this, but allowing people who are more skilled or maybe coming back to the level a second time, going in with a much tighter space to save like save time for like a speed running thing because I want to have speed running challenges in this game. I love when games gamify the like speed running of a game. Like I keep going back to Rayman, but this is also the case with things like what's it called? It's that one speed running card. Uh uh s- no, no, there we go. Speed running game with cards. Neon White. Neon White also does this. And it's something like a lot of other games do as well, but it's something I want to add in where there's like speedrunning challenges that get you extra little points. And so, yeah, that gives extra time. And then if you time it right, you could just instead of skirting around, going to this safe spot here, and then going around here, and then over. If you time it right, you can just go over the top here, which will save time. And then there's like these are the things here, the enemies. Also, hi, welcome back from ads. I'm just sort of explaining my thought process of this level before I get into the actual like design of the stealth level. Right? Again, if you time it right, you'll be able to just slip past and go down. I need to. I think I need to actually. No, wait, no. I got rid of a cycling enemy here so that like to sort of ease the level of difficulty of like before the level ends, and then have there be like no current in this tunnel so that like they could just swim over the spikes and then level ends. I think a big thing with the levels, like what I want to take the most time is the difficulty and the ability, not the ability, but like the difficulty and the retrying of the level to get it right or to to finish the level. I don't want the length to necessarily be the actual level. I want them to be to the point where if you know what you're doing, you can finish them very quickly, like without any speedrunner strats, just like moving well with the game. That's what I want. Like each level, once you're good with the level, you're good. I want it to be very skill based in that sense, where it directly rewards practice. I want it to be a practice makes perfect sort of game. Uh, because I was heavily inspired by I am super inspired by things like Super Meat Boy, Rayman Origins. Uh, a thing fell. Uh, those sorts of difficult 2D platformers. This is sort of less so the case because New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii is not a hard game. I didn't know I changed it. Ba, ba, ba. And then now we can get to this level. But let me finish saying what I was saying, and then we can get to the level. But I love yapping. Talking is my favorite thing. How could you a big neon like arrow and circle pointing at me? Streamer likes yapping. Streamer likes yapping. Streamer likes yapping. Who could have foretold? But yeah, like New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii was also a massive game in my childhood. It was actually my first like real video gaming quotes. Because before that, I played a lot of like Flash games on places like the PBS Kids website, and I played some stuff on the what's it called? Little kid game console. What is it called? This like little kid console called the V Smile, which ran on cartridges and had a lot of third party support, especially from Disney. And a lot of these games are, when I say they're good, I mean that they are good for little kid baby games for babies. They like that is what they are meant for, that is what they are designed for, and they do that well. That's why I say that's what I mean when I say they were good games. And like the controller, let me pop up an image of it. Let me go to V Smile, because like either if you're like before my time or after my time, it may not have been. Let me get a. Oh yeah, directly from VTech, the company that did the V Smile. Like this console was really cool, insanely awesome. Actually, I saw a whole video on it and like why we need things like it for kids again, right? Like we need online spaces and games consoles and like all these sorts of things for kids that are meant to teach children how to be safe in these spaces, because now we're just shunting children on like directly onto social media, and that's fucking dangerous. That is very dangerous. But like here is the V Smile. I remember absolutely loving this controller because you could swap it back and forth. It made a really cool ratcheting noise, and you could just rotate it. and make it southpaw so it worked for left-handed people. And as a left-handed little babus myself, that was very nice. It was very cool. Like I don't even really remember playing the game. Like I played the games, obviously. I remember little bits and pieces of actually playing the games, but I don't remember any of the games on the V Smile. I remember the console itself, like as a little like first second grader, because of just how cool the controller was, and how bright and colorful everything is, and how tactile it is. It was my dream as like again a little like first or second grade like little ADHD ridden child, like little again little babus child. Let me stretch some more. I stayed up until like 3 a.m. Not 3 a.m. Oh wait, no, I did because I stayed up to almost 2 a.m. with friends after I got home from spending time with friends all day. But different friends. So it was a very friendful day yesterday for me. Uh, and then I stayed up for another hour in bed because I had my phone and I wanted some time before I sleep to wind down. Uh, and so I woke up a bit later today, and by later I mean like 8 in the morning. Waking up at 8 in the morning is late for me. Like I like waking up at like the 5 to 7 range. You, I feel best when I wake up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. I am trying deliberately not to just say the haha funny numbers, but like that's just the case is that I woke up, I usually wake up at around 6 or perhaps even 7. Yeah, stretching. And now, without further ado, let's explain this actual level here. So basically, this level is a stealth level, and it's going to be an introduction to the boss of this world, where you're trying to hide from the big, like, sea serpent thing that, like, you will end up fighting in the final level. Uh, it's, in the dark, you have to dodge, like, the light beam from, like, I'm debating whether or not it's like, in its mouth or, like, its eyes. But like you have to dodge the light beams or else it'll see you. You have to go through. I think it's a little bit inspired by anyway. You'll see this maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe the third week when we play Ori and the Blind Forest because I'm sort of basing this a little bit off of the Kuro section. I think it's Kuro. Ori and the Blind Forest Kuro stealth scene. Not scene, stealth. Yeah, oh, it's probably gonna be it's probably gonna be this week because it's early in the game. And there's another sequence that's like a Kuro stealth section that I really like, but that's a different one and that's later. But like there's a stealth section in Ori where you have to hide like behind stuff or else you will get got. And I really really love that sequence. It was frustrating to go through my first time, but like that fun kind of frustration. It's a the sort of it's about overcoming an obstacle sort of frustration, rather than an insurmountable like unstoppable force meets immovable object sort of situation, right? Like when something is frustrating in a game, it should be a case where you can either like uh, reason your way around it, find a path that works for you, or just keep beating your head against the brick wall because your skull is thick and powerful. and the bricks are weak and gangrenous. Okay, I maybe should have. First of all, let me clear that because I don't need those colors anymore. Me after beating Sonic. Don't need these colors anymore. Sonic, get rid of your Sonic colors. For I am your goddess blue heart. Snap my fingers. Sonic becomes a goner from Undertale. I think this was the correct one. Okay, I'm gonna need to look at the previous level so that I can see which angle the ending was at. I could have gone right to the like actual like mocking up the designs, right? I could have. I easily could have. But here's the thing. I find that doing this process is really helping me keep the scale grounded in this game, where I have an idea. See, there are two seemingly counterintuitive axioms, but they sort of work well together. Is the a plan never survives meeting contact with the enemy, or something like that? But it's one of those Sun Tzu quotes from The Art of War. But also, failing to plan is planning to fail, right? Even if the plan doesn't go, but as planned, it's better to plan and have that plan fall through because you went through the process and you thought about the possibilities, and you have something to base your like movement off of, your something to base your spontaneity off of, rather than going in and not planning at all and just being clueless and being in deep water. And so I know these levels are going to change, like fully. I am fully aware they are going to change. But I think that doing this process is going to make it so that when they do change, it is a much more measured change, and it's change coming from a basis of understanding. Let me drink more water. My throat is a little bit hoarse. I've been talking all day. Yesterday I played my very first game of Mario Party with other people. I was a very lonely child growing up. I didn't have many friends until middle school, and they didn't like only one friend really came over to my house. I'm fantastic now. I really came into my own. I think a part of that was like personal shortcomings and also trauma that I'm not gonna go into. But I ended up like going to therapy. I ended up going to a much better like special ed class that like really helped me get out of my shell and in a lot of ways figure out some coping mechanisms for functioning in society, being somewhat sociable, and all that. And now I consider myself not super, not super at all, but pretty decently charismatic. I'm pretty decently charismatic. We're grading on a curve here, right? Because when I say pretty decently, I mean like think about the average, right? There is a 50% average where 50% of people are worse than you. I think that I am at 51. I think that I am at 51. I am so slightly better than average. I do not claim to be the best person. I am the best and the greatest, except for editor who's probably going to be either me or Potato Jeremy. Put a put a montage of me saying I'm the best or I'm cool and awesome right now. Don't do all of them, it's too many. Do a few from each stream, please. Until you get tired. There we go. I will get to it months from now. Potato Jeremy might get to it never. Which, by the way, I'm almost done with the first edit, of, the first stream, which I'm excited about. Uh, I I really like how I did the ending of the video, considering that this is my first, like, actually fully, like, truly edited video. Okay, so let's make a new layer. Because these ovals are sort of to give me a basic, like, this is where stuff is going to be placed. This is if it's more horizontal or vertical, or if it's like diagonal, that sort of thing. This is like the very basic shape of the level. Right, there is going to be a section where it, like, it goes down, it's vertical, and then it sort of evens out a little bit. Also, don't mind me not being super exact with my I dropped my stylus. My grip strength was not strong. Oh dear God. But like I have my second monitor up just because, like, I like that. I could turn my second monitor off and then just have stuff, or I could have OBS there so I could see the chat. I could have this there. Oh, but the big, hmm, call it the big problem, the way that I'm trying to solve it. I don't need to cast. I'm gonna go to PC only. I'm going to turn that off and then turn that power strip off. And then there we go. All right. What this means now is that I can draw better. I need to figure out how to solve that issue with my monitor, where, like, my stylus is only gonna do anything on one monitor, because I have one of those, like, I don't have a drawing tablet with a screen. My drawing tablet is one where I draw and I look at my computer. It is a Wacom Intuos that I'm using, and it's, again, not one of the screened ones. Yeah, and then, like, it sort of evens out, and then from here it is more horizontal. There we go. I am going to undo what I just did. Do not mind me. I'm sorry for this. I'm going to close Critter real quick because I have to open it again. There's some weird thing that happens with my monitor where when I turn my second monitor off and I go back to my Critter, it snaps weird. Like, my stylus snaps weird. Discard autosave, open main file, bam, and wait for it. Okay, it's an OBS. It's an OBS now. Awesome, and perhaps even cool. I forgot to turn on the music. I'm so sorry. There we go. Actual music. I was so busy talking, I forgot to put on the Outer Wilds music. I am so professional. What is it, like 33 minutes into the actual, like, the actual stream? If you're subtracting the starting soon screen. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, that's good. We are good. You know what? If the first bit had no music, that means later I can put in whatever the fuck music I want, and that's gonna be great. We are good. Also, I got rid of a layer on accident, I guess, because this is what it's meant to be. It's supposed to already have the entrances and exits there somehow. Not somehow, but because I already did it, because I'm cool and powerful. Oh boy. This music has a wonderful way of making me feel very calm, very soothed, very chill. This is very chill music. And every once in a while, when I find the music out in the wild, the outer wild, I still tear up a little bit. This music is so deeply magical to me. But yeah, okay, so that reminds me, because of games, the games that I'm going to play next are, where is my, there it is. Do I have the reach with my cord? I do. I need to update my games list in like a document or something, maybe in Obsidian. Obsidian, I love you dearly as a program. If you tried to sponsor me, I would say no out of principle, but I would appreciate the thought. If you don't use it, you already use it. Where is my list of games? Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Off the game notes, Bendy and the Dark Revival notes, Far Cry 5 finale jokes and Bendy-thon jokes, Wilson McCready, which is my Fallout game character, if you've heard me talk about that. That's his name. Technically, he's not Wilson McCready, but he is Wilson McCready because he's a Gen 2 synth with, like, the personality and a lot of the memories of the man Wilson McCready, who is definitely fucking dead. Although it'd be really funny if he was a ghoul. Like, imagine if you came across, like, the ghoul version of yourself. Wouldn't that be fucked up? Wouldn't it be fucked up if you were a synth and then you found the real you, like, years later, and it turns out that, like, you were... Like, not only are you not the original, but you're also not the last one left. Like, that's fucked up. Wait, I found it. Okay, so... 3 of the games on the docket next are... Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2, you know, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga Episode 2. And then everything else is sort of open, I guess. We'll decide what to play, I guess. If there are any suggestions, like, put it in, put it in, like, funny, like, at me in the Fun and Games channel on my Discord. To, like, let me know, hey, you should check out this game and try and play it. I was like, I can come up with ideas. I have a game backlog. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I think there is probably... And this is just sort of the basic layout of this, I believe. Is there's a little bit where, once again, it's like... a little horizontal. I like the unsettling feeling of it being like going from horizontal to vertical in regards to the ocean. Like when you see the let me find it. Let me find it. Sorry for moving that. I didn't mean to move it. Continental Shelf photo. You're not showing me the images. Diver at the continental shelf. I... Oh... Oh... I don't know if that's real, so I'm just gonna... There's an entire subreddit for me? Thalassophobia? It's for me? This hole was made for me? I don't want videos, I want images. I want... Dude, I can't wait to play Subnautica. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up looking at the ocean. Oh god. In Subnautica. Okay. You're hearing my reaction, but you're not seeing it, because I need to find specific... Oh. Okay, I'm about to show two different photos, but this fucking terrifies me. I'm going to show that one, and I'm going to show this one, and then I'm going to move these. This is... Oh, I feel gross looking at the... The way that it just fades out to the fucking... The briny deep, the divey deep. I'm gonna get rid of those now. I'm gonna get rid of those. Oh. Can't wait to play Subnautica. My reactions are gonna be so funny. And you may be wondering, hey, why are you fascinated by the ocean if it's like so scary and awful for you? It's because the animals there are so fucking cool. And when you're in the shallows and you can see the sun dappling from the surface and see the life and see everything, the reefs, the forest, the seagrass plains, like all these different types of places, it is some of the most beautiful stuff, like stuff on the planet. It is some of the most beautiful ecological spaces in like on this entire planet. And it's wonderful. Even like the deep sea animals, like the really deep sea animals that are like super fucked up. I say that of nothing but affectionately. They are fucked up. I love those fucked up little guys. Not so little guys in some cases. I'm looking at you, the isopods. I dropped the thing. Oh well. But like the actual ocean is so horrifying. The way that like the earth fades out below you as there's just untold nothing. Okay, and I think, but yeah, I think here. First sighting of boss. There we go. First sighting of boss is probably around there. I might shrink it down just to give the rest of the level more space. I could also just make these ovals bigger. Or I could not and just move that all funny, silly Billy about. Opens up. This is something I'm deciding just now. Opens up level. Opens up rest of level below. Bam. Opens up rest of level below. I think that I want this to be a cool, like, cinematic thing of the boss, and then the boss moving, like, disrupts the cavern, and then opens up a gap to go further down into, like, everything. Because I think that is fucking awesome. And then, yeah, I think that it goes like that, and then like that. I think that there might be... I'm trying to think of a good place to have one of my classic secret challenges. Deltarune is so few tomorrows away. I'm so fucking excited. You will never see a blind reaction stream or anything of me to anything happening in Deltarune, because I will be looking at it day one. I will be watching people play it day one. I love watching people play through games I want to play later. It came from me being a poor child without most of these video games. And now it's become an intrinsic part about how I enjoy video games, is that I watch people play it and see how they enjoy it, and then if they really enjoy it, then I go and play it, and knowing exactly what happens in the game does not detract from the experience for me. But it has to be a voluntary spoiling. It's more about consent. Spoilers are more about consent for me. If I'm okay with, like, if you ask about the spoilers and I say, yeah, it's fine, that means I'm cool with spoilers, and if not, I'm mad that you told me without me asking. Or you ask if it's alright. Remember, guys and gals, and non-binary pals, consent is sexy. I would know from experience. Consent is sexy. I will not go into further, but I will say that, it's sometimes difficult being in a situation where you're asexual and your partner is hypersexual due to trauma. And feels that, the sex is an intrinsic part of love, and that if there's no sex, it's not... Like something's missing, even though I don't feel that because I am asexual. Happy Pride Month. And the thing is that, like, the partner was just as valid as I am for their whole situation. It just fucking sucked for everybody, because they wanted enthusiastic consent for which I literally cannot give. I described it like going to a movie that like in this case boyfriend, because that's who my ex is a... It's like it's like going to a movie that your partner you're really wants to see, but you're mostly going to the movie for them. It is like that for me. Where it's like, yeah, sure, I'll go to the movie, but it's not something I am excited about. And it's like if your partner really likes Marvel movies, but like you wanted to see something like, I don't know, The Backrooms, or like like Iron Lung. And it's like it's gonna be a decent time because you're with your partner, right? But like, you wouldn't do it on your... Oh, I dropped a die. I have so many dice. I play so many dice games. Keep me the fuck away from actual gambling. Ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Secret challenge. Another friend of mine is also left-handed, and I love the similarities that come from writing in a left-to-right system, while writing system while also being left-handed and having it's a completely different way of moving your hands. So there's from being right-handed. So you're it's sort of like convergent evolution, I guess, in that way, where it's like a dolphin has a very general body plan of a fish, because that's just what is good for swimming in that way. Right, but then I have a lot of inspirations from my mother's handwriting, because we both have regular print handwriting that is inspired, or I guess a mix of inspired and convergent with cursive. If I write fast, let me see. There we go. Right, like the way that the H goes into the A, which picks up a little bit, right? If I didn't pick up quite as much, it would be like that, right? And then the E, you can see here, goes into the N, and then the G, I just do this. This is sort of one of those left-handed things that tends to happen, I guess, where the G, because if I were, I'm gonna show you what it's like for me to try and write a G with my right hand. That's what it's like for me trying to write a G with my right hand. That's so fucked up. That feels so fucked up. Versus that. Or if I'm not doing so fast, like this. I don't even remember what that theme song is from, but I'm pretty sure that's a cop show. A fun little secret challenge, yes. I think that this level, at least to very much start with, I think that this level should have very little other obstacles besides the maybe some spines, maybe some stalactites and stalagmites, besides the main thing that you're hiding from. Which we'll need to go through a proper final design, because I think I'm gonna after this go through level by level and go, okay, this is what I want when it comes to the assets for this for this thing. Not literally doing assets, but sort of getting all the things down for each awesome and cool thing. Okay, so I'm also going to save the other two challenges for the stealth section, I think, because that adds some very nice challenge. I don't know why it rotates like that sometimes when I try and change the size of the brush, but it does. That is something we live with, because Krita otherwise is very good. Let me drink some more water. There will be a point where I have to go and get more water. Ugh. Something I realized, because I 100% have been improving, as a public speaker, is that, as I edit more and more of the VODs, each VOD will be getting slowly better and better in quality. Just in general. Right? Which means that it's gonna be harder to cut out video. Like, for instance, out of the hour and 59 minutes, so like out of the 2 hours, I have left over less than an hour of footage. Like, I think I have 54, 53, like 53, 54 minutes of footage left in the first VOD, and I'm not quite done editing it. I'm almost done. I did the intro, I did the ending, I added a few bits in there. Ugh. Again, sorry, I went to bed at like 3 in the morning. And I woke up at 8. Yeah, some funny bits I won't spoil, even though I really want to, because one of them is like really good. But like, you know, it's gonna be a more and more difficult decision with each VOD to like edit stuff down. And also maybe I'll just edit down less stuff because there's gonna be more good footage, you know? Like, what if there's just more good footage and I'm like, yes, I can keep this. This is good. I like having these like little elbows get a little bit wider. With the particular way I'm doing this one, it feels a little bit like a stomach, which I don't hate. It's like a funny little stomach before the intestines. I think that there will be spikes here. But again, there's not going to be current. There's not going to be current, so it's more of a, hey, it's dangerous here. You know, sort of like, it's teeth, it's scary and gonna kill you. But like, ultimately, things are actually pretty fine. Until the stealth section, that is. Oh, I forgot. I forgot about all those. I need to keep those the same size. If I need to keep those the same size. Yes, sir. I said, no, yes, sir. I'm much more... but I'm a little too similar to my Crocker voice. Alright, there we go, and that shrinks it down, which is awesome and epic. It's awesome and epic. Something I keep being like, yes, I'll do this. No, I won't do this. Yes, I will do this. No, I won't do this. Like, flip-flopping in this game is doing like a bit of a character customizer. What do you think on like, what do you guys think on that? Like, should I have things be a, like, should I have a character customizer, or should I just have like a funny little person, like, you know, the funny little clown that is the main character? Because like, I keep flip-flopping on it, or if I want to do like, here are other characters you can play sort of thing, like Rayman does. There are just so many options. Let me get more spines here, just to show that things are a little dangerous and scary. It is gonna get hotter, and it's already warm. I don't like how those look. Even though this is a basic sketch and it just needs to get the point across, sometimes the point is bad. Sometimes the point is just a little bit icky. It's already like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here. Okay, there we go. And that gives for a little bit more of awesome and cool spikes like this. And I should make sure that the actual level, it has enough where you can like dodge around it. Because again, I want to make sure that it's not difficult before the stealth begins. And I think that what would be good for speedrunners, because I'm keeping speedrunners in mind, and also casual people who are like trying to learn it, and also me as a game developer, is if if the boss is sort of on a cycle. Like what I could do is that the the boss is on a mix of a cycle, but then if they see you, it like it goes on alert for a little bit before, and so like you have to have it stop looking and resume its you know its cycle. I think that would be cool, and so that means that like you can learn the cycle and then just not get caught. Which again, I want to make sure that this whole game is like very very skillful. I want it to be full of skill and like learning the level. You know, I want learning and discovery and all those sorts of things. So ultimately, that ends up meaning that things have to be simpler in a lot of cases, so that there's something consistent for people to learn and something that won't feel bullshit, even if like it kills somebody multiple times. Even if, like, for instance, in this, somebody just keeps dying in that same spot. It's like, there is a cycle here. You can learn it. I believe in you. You are capable. Big thumbs up. Like, this is meant to be difficult, not a rage game. Or I guess relatively difficult. The difficulty curve will be I was about to say the difficulty curve will be twinked, but no, I meant the tweaked, not twinked. It is Pride Month, but no. The clown you play as in this game is probably going to be non-binary, so happy Pride Month that way. But the level design is not going to be twinked. Like non-binary sort of in the sense because the like player character is not really meant to have a story necessarily until the future installments of putting them in stuff just for time, effort, resources. The style of game is not necessarily a story rich one. But like the sort of non-binary as a sort of Frisk rather than non-binary as Chris. If that makes sense for the Undertale and Deltarune knowers. Yeah, the non-binary as more of a blank canvas versus non-binary as a distinct and important part of the identity of the character. Do, 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 do. Yeah, there we go, and then this opens up, which is cool. Which is cool. That's my brother Steven's room. He'd beat me if he ever went in there. If he found out I ever went in there. I love Troubled Home Vegeta. He is such a sweet child, but I hate that he yelled at nonverbal Goku. I don't like that he yelled at nonverbal Goku, and it made him sad. He didn't do anything. He wasn't being too loud. He's fine. Vegeta, please. If you don't understand the context, look up Steven's room, but Stephen. Steven's room. And then you'll see a Vegeta and a Goku drawing coloring at a table. And then Vegeta. I think I might need to specify, yeah, Vegeta. Maybe. It is a short, yeah, it's, so you have to look up Steven's Room Vegeta and then specifically look at shorts. And it's by Donk TK. Yeah, that's my brother Steven's room. And when he gets back, he told me he would teach me how to mac on chicks. Whatever that means. And I feel so sad because I feel like Steven's never coming home. I don't think Steven's coming back, and that makes me sad. Okay, and I think that the stealth section is going to have roughly 3 sections, each a bit more difficult than the last. A little bit more difficult than the last. Stealth section 1. Stealth section 2. Stealth section 3. And then level end. And the big thing with the stealth section is that you are not killing the boss. You are not killing the boss. That is not allowed. You're not supposed to be doing that. It is mean. It is mean to the boss. You do it later when you're on a cool, when you're on a cool thing. When you're on a floating, balloon animal poodle that is sort of a stand-in for Bazit, or I guess the dragons in Rayman Legends Retold, even though I had this idea so long ago, but also not as long ago as the Rayman people. I just didn't know about the idea. They cut it from the original Rayman Legends, that they wanted to do 3D Bazit sections, like from behind. It's exactly like what I want for this game, and so I'm not changing it. But I want people to know, even though the idea is not original, even though it's not an original idea, I did come up with it on my own. It did come from my wrinkly, powerful Brian. Let me dink some more oiter. Like that's sort of the important thing I have with like my art. Like an important idea for my art, I guess, is that like I want to be fully transparent when something like is fully like something that I'm taking from somewhere else. I want to say, hey, this is where I'm getting my inspiration. Right? This is where I'm getting my inspiration. This is what's inspiring me. This is why I'm doing this thing. Versus, usually what happens, where I'm like, hey, I had this really cool idea. It turns out somebody else did it. That means, in my mind, instead of, oh, I can't do that, that means, oh shit, maybe then it's gonna work because other people had the idea. Ads are in 1 minute. And so I'm gonna go even harder in and try and figure out how to do the, where is my mind? Where is my mind? I'm gonna, like, go even harder into trying to make the idea good and make the idea work. Because there's proof that maybe it'll work, because it's in stuff that's cool and good and awesome, and that means maybe I can do it too. Oh boy. When it tells me that the ads are starting, I'm also going to be right back to get more water, because I sort of had a half water bottle with me. I have no idea what to do in particular with the stealth sections, but we'll figure that out later. I just know I want to have 3 stealth sections. Alright, ad break has officially started, and so I am going to go into my scenes. I'm going to put on the BRB text, the powerful and beautiful BRB text, and I'm going to say, sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will be back shortly. I am getting water, because I have been yapping so much and my throat is sore. I wish I could say my throat's sore. Happy Pride Month. I realized my mic was far away because they're my headphone mic, but I said I wish I could say my throat's sore because Happy Pride Month. Oh, that's a bit. All right, I will return. And so I went into my brother Steven's room, and I found a portal to another dimension. By the way, I've returned. Hello. Also, how is that gunpla going? Oh yeah, ad break ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And ad break has ended. Hello, welcome back, everybody. But yeah, no, how's that gunpla going? Yeah, how's your addiction? And how much plastic crack have you ingested? You know. I realize I should have probably saved that before leaving, but I'm glad things turn out fine. Why is my headache bad? Alright, that's it. I'm doing something about something. It's fucking hot in here. It's not even the heat of the day yet, and it's starting to get over 80 degrees. That's not that bad. That's actually mostly fine, but when you're cooped up in a room, it's not great. Like, this is great weather outside. And, like, I am very well geared for heat. Like, this house is really good against heat. We're fine. But also, God, it's so fucking warm. It's not even the warm that's the problem, it's the humidity. The Pacific Northwest, the deep South, the Midwest. God, the humidity! Like in quotes, like underlined, italicized, many exclamation points. God, the humidity! Save my wretched soul from this humidity! Where the fuck did this screw come from? Oh, I'm turning my light on. Dear God, the screws are coming loose from my fucking thing. Where did the other screws go? Did they not actually screw in my drawing tablet when they gave it to me? How did this happen? Dear God. We don't have a screwdriver this small. I'm screwing it in with the friction of my finger. My powerful finger. Okay. Wow. This is why I prefer not Wacom. Oh my God. Ignore that I've had this drawing tablet for 5 years and that it has served me very, very well. That I dropped my previous tablet that I spent my own money on. My own wonderful, wonderful money. And then I dropped it once and it immediately broke. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. And don't mind that Wacom is the most annoying thing about Wacom is the drivers. That's it. That's kind of it. Don't mind that, like, I would 100% buy a new one, like, if I was in the financial situation, but I'm not, so I'm riding this shit out until it's ragged. Alright. The screw is now in with the power of my finger. Oh, man. The kid named Finger has saved me this day. Okay, I think that maybe, like, these are definitely open, wide spaces, and it's sort of like, oh, wow, it's, like, way bigger back there. Like, imagine this part of, like, the world. Not this part of the world, but like this part of the level, like you see out into the abyss. You are seeing out into the nothingness of the deep ocean. I think that's really cool and really, really fucking scary because it's like pitch black, but also foggy. It's pitch black and also foggy, and it scares me. And I want my mommy. When I look out into the deep ocean, I want my mommy. I think, yeah, like going down into this, there's probably like what if there wasn't a safe area there and you had to make sure that you weren't caught by, like, you weren't caught by the boss. Ina from Ina Dream Barbecue walks up with the massive, like, megaphone, just, where is the boss? God, if Ina Dream Barbecue Chapter 2 releases, I am dropping everything I'm playing. I am doing that. I sure hope it doesn't release on a Sunday, because then I would have time to work on a thumbnail. I already have a model. Secret challenge. Secret challenge through the challenge. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna have to do thumbnails for the edited VODs. Have to is a strong word. I would like to. Oh, and here's a fun little, like, extra hard thing, I think. I think it's easier to stay to the bottom. There we go. I think that's very cool. But, you know, like, I think staying near the bottom is the easier route, but you can sort of go all over the place as long as you don't get caught. And so here is another bwop. Secret challenge. Yeah, so like I think, yeah, you go rap, 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 right? Like that's the most optimal route, is just like staying near the bottom, I think. But like also, you gotta get a little bit out of your comfort zone. I mean, come on. Oh, big stretching. I am big and stretching. He was very powerful and big. Oh God, Nova, I hope you're there for at least a part of Monday, because I'm gonna be doing a watch party for Star Wars the third gathers Backstroke of the West in the Discord. It's so fucking funny. My favorite lines from it are one that I can't say because I don't remember it, but it made me laugh so hard, and it's near the end of the movie. And also, General Grievous, also known as Space General or General Space, going, batter to death them, batter to death them, and then walking away and for the third time going, batter to death them. Or Chancellor Palpatine, also known as Speaker D, or just Speaker, going, the ratio is prosperous. Very good. It's very good. One of the clones in like those clone fighters, where like there's like three or four clones in there, talking about some of the vulture drones and going, he is in my behind, and then exploding. So good. Also, don't mind me that I may or may not have been eating. I was finishing off some cherries. R2, are you as fucking? Mr. Speaker, we are for the baby. I love it so much. Is it the best way to watch Star Wars Episode 3? No, I think the Blackened Mantle is probably the best way. Just because, like, it's cool and it's good, and it really leans into the Kurosawa like samurai film inspiration for Star Wars. It's very cool. My favorite though, my absolute favorite though, is Star Wars The Third Gather's Backstroke of the West. It is my absolute favorite way to watch Star Wars Episode 3. And this is coming from somebody who, like, fully, unironically, no irony in my heart. My heart is filled only with love. I enjoy the prequels. And I'm gonna say it, I enjoy the prequels. The scene where Anakin goes to save his mother Shmi from the Sand People, and then having Shmi die and seeing like Anakin's reactions to his mother dying is genuinely such a good scene. It is so beautiful. It made me feel so many good, like, sad emotions. It is beautiful. And like Star Wars Episode 3, like the cinematography and the lighting and the action and like literally everything except for the dialogue is like so stunning. It is beautiful. And like even some of the dialogue is good, right? It's like the dialogue was not all bad, but everything else is brilliant. And like Star Wars Episode 3 is filmed like a black and white film, but with color. Like everything is fully still just as readable with black and white as it is with color. It reminds me a little bit of Spider Noir, you know, with Nicolas Cage, which also went and tried really hard to play so well with the lights and the shadows and having symbology in that. Like Star Wars Episode 3, especially out of the trilogy of the prequels, is stunning. It is a stunning movie. Now, is it my favorite Star Wars movie? Absolutely not. I'm a basic bitch. I love The Empire Strikes Back. Everybody loves The Empire Strikes Back. It's good. It's a great Star Wars movie. Oh, water's great. I consider myself very lucky that I naturally sort of... I get not naturally, because there was a way I was raised where there wasn't necessarily a lot of junk food. Like, at all. Like, I wasn't without it, obviously. I wasn't without some McDonald's. I wasn't without some cheap, greasy pizza. Candies. I've had my fair share of candies, but overall, like, I consider myself lucky that I never got into the habit of associating that stuff with, like, oh, I'm hungry, I should have that stuff. You know, like, my first thought when I was hungry this morning is, I want to have some cashews. I want to have some cherries. And you know, I consider myself lucky in that, because, fuck, cashews are good. I used to really not like cashews. They're definitely an acquired taste, and they're one that I seem to have acquired recently. But God, salted cashews are great. The peanuts by themselves, not so much. Maybe they weren't salted enough, but like I had some peanuts earlier. Eh. No, on the other hand, yesterday I had some peanut sauce. It was great. I just wish it was a little bit warmer and a little bit runnier and not like solid and refrigerated. Silly ant, don't you know you're in my room? All right, here is this, at least sort of the basic thing. So what we're going to do is go to a new layer. We're going to make it horizontal. Also, a thing with Caden Live that I noticed when booting up this morning, which I will be doing more of. Maybe I might not edit today because I want to do some art things that I was asked of by Clockwork Stephanie, which it is fascinating that my friend, who I'm calling Clockwork Stephanie because that is their public persona, it is fascinating that they're not trans. It is fascinating. It's completely valid. Fascinating. Like, a gremlin made the assumption, was like, haha, femboy, because of the mod. Let me pull up an image of their model real quick, which I worked on, by the way. I drew this. Once I pop it up, I'm just gonna do the thumbnail version, I think. This is the current one. Yeah, I did this model. And I'm currently working on, where are you? I don't need to know about the Chud Brother Snail. I need to know about Clockwork Stephanie. There's the most current, like, art piece that I'm working on. I really like this so far. You know, like, I'm doing a thing for them. Also, by the way, for the Chud Brother Snail, I am not giving context. You'll have to figure out through deductive reasoning what Chud Brother Snail could possibly be. Also, I hope my my sketch colors are legible against each other. There's layer one. Ooh. R2, are you as fucking? Good. All right, there we go. Very good. Sorry, there was a bit of an issue with my phone, so I had to reload my phone. Okay, so and then with this, I think that the stealth sections are going to have more architecture. I think I think because that's cool. Because that is a very important thing for later. And by later, I mean the next level. I don't know how I'm gonna do a sketch thing for like the final level, because the final level is in a completely different perspective. It's like front. It's like frontwards instead of like side scroller. I guess it's backwards. Like it's a I don't know. It'll be hard to translate into 2D, but I think I can manage the layout and just like move the perspective. I just decided to do a little bit extra, you know, to be a little bit extra. It is Pride Month. And then have like a little bit of a statue face, because I think that would be very, very cool. And of course, you gotta have the big clown nose. And a big clown wig. What do you think I am, a heathen? Also, did you know that the clown afro basically has like no cultural context? Like either in clowns or in the history of like the United States, really? It is like just a costume thing. Like not even a clown like outfit thing. Like actual professional clowns don't usually have the afro. It's a fascinating thing. Even though, like, it's so strong in, like, the idea of clowns. Of, like, ah, yes, the rainbow afro and the clown nose, of course, yes. So, like, I will be putting it here, but also just want to put that little nugget of knowledge, that little knowledge nugget out there. I'm having a bit of a hard time breathing. I'm functioning. I'm definitely functioning, so don't worry about me. If I stop functioning, I would stop the stream. Like I'm not gonna like push through when I need medical attention, you know. But so don't worry about me. But I do want to like say I have breathing problems. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. I also think having a bit more of a realistic looking statue with everything else being super cartoony is like really, really funny to me. Because yes, a real life looking person next to, let me see if I can pop it up. Ba 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 ba. I should really be careful with how I name files because there's like an unfinished Dilophosaurus girl drawing that I was doing for somebody, and I named it Dilo Girl because like Dilophosaurus. I added an extra D in there. I was so confused about why I would have drawn a dildo girl, but you know what can you do? Yeah, like you know, compared to this, it's like yes, there's just a human face there versus, hello, I'm a fun little clown. It is good to see you. By the way, I really like this design. I really, really like this design. There we go. And then if I do this and then add another block on top of that, it's like, yeah, I can see that being a pillar. And then when you swirl these a little bit, then bam, it's suddenly the only old kind of architecture that a lot of white people on YouTube care about. Wow. I'm mostly doing it because the upcoming level is Clownlantis. Thank you, my headphones, for telling me that my battery is low. I know, I understand. I'm the understander. I understand things. That's my job. That's what I do. All right, neat. I think that this level is pretty well designed. That feels like something I can build off of. Is sort of the main thing. Alrighty, and here is the new level. Okay, so immediately first off, starting off real low. Thank you, headphones. I know. Starting off real low. Although maybe, hold on. Well, I should probably do like the basic circles again. One section, another section. I need to make sure not to make the other section like that because then it's penis. You know, now it's more like this. Wait, oh. Who? Who could this possibly be? Oh. Why? It's completely proportional Rayman, of course. Wow. All right, let me undo that shit post. That's great. But yeah, no, I think there is section 1. Here's the initial D. I mean the initial section, right? Here is... I think here I do a... establishing shot. Yeah, establishing shot. Cutscene. In parentheses, the parentheses are going to be very, very importante. Establishing shot, cutscene, very... Let me make that V more understandable. Very short. It's an establishing shot cutscene to show the beautiful splendors, the magnificent splendors of Clownlantis. I think a big important part of this is the artistry of it. Like you can't. I don't think it'll work nearly as well without going, wow, you were just in a really, really dark space, and then boom, you're out in this bright, colorful place where now suddenly you're platforming again. Let me put that down, actually. Yeah, platforming again. There we go. Big important, well, small but very important thing on the top right. This is a platforming space again. Yeah, you were swimming for a few levels. Now it's time for you to platform again. This is a 2D platformer game. It is very important that such things are done. Now let me get some more water as I increase the callus on my hand from opening my water bottle. Hey, there we go. Establishing shot cutscene. I think here's like a little bit of just like, yeah, no, you're running. Here's like a beautiful shot. Let me open a thing real quick because I wanna get a look at my beautiful concept art that I did. Well, a pretty good concept art. That I did. This is sort of the concept, the like very initial thumbnail concept art stage. Now let me find it. Let me find. There it is. Right, like having dolphins and like having a cityscape and being like in, I guess, a giant air bubble or something. Well, I guess we can figure that out, but also we don't need to because this is canonically a circus performance. Very much inspired by Battle Block Theater, but cooler because it's a circus and not a theater. I say that as a joke. Fucking love your stuff, Team Behemoth. Keep doing good things. I was watching a video from the Couch Brothers the other day, and I guess this counts as one of them coming out, but it wasn't really coming out, I guess. Like, you know, coming out is usually an announcement, but just saying, just being a dude casually saying, yeah, no, my boyfriend gave me suggestions on stuff to put in mac and cheese instead of this stuff. It's like, oh, okay. Like, it wasn't even coming out, it was just like revealing, I guess. It was revealing the gay truth of the world. Everybody's gay now, fuck you. Establishing short cutscene, very short. I almost moved all of Crit out of the way to see the other Critta thing. I am so funny. Wow, Kane, you are so funny. Could you say that with a little bit more gusto? God, people quoted that in the theaters when the last act was happening. And by the way, that I'm talking about a thing that happened in episode 8. That's already on YouTube. Also, speaking of today, happy Juneteenth to those who celebrate the black people in your lives. Also, today is also the day that episode 9 of The Amazing Digital Circus gets released onto YouTube, which I'm very happy about because it means that I get to talk about it a little bit, like actual episode 9 stuff. I've been holding it in with the power of a big, strong boy. Also, I didn't realize that I was like zooming in on hell. I was showing you hell. Welcome to hell, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna turn my light off again because I don't need it. I don't need my light. I am cool. I am Sneakers so cool. I like the slight Art Deco that I got going on with this. Like, it feels a little bit Art Deco. It feels a bit like Middle East / like some parts of Eastern Europe, with like the buildings. Oh, I know why some parts of Eastern Europe, because the Byzantine style is the Byzantine style with all the domes and such, but also reminds me of a lot of mosques, like the big like popular mosques, which are also very pretty buildings. And like having the arches and everything, it looks very nice. I like this. I like this. This is a good thing to keep in mind later. This is why we do concept art. Trying to figure out what my absolute favorite one is. Some of my favorites are the later ones that I did. I think my favorites are in these last 4 or 5. I absolutely adore this piece. This is like hands down one of the best pieces I've done in a long time. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just so pleasant. Like the framing of everything is so good. This one's also nice just because I really like the colors of it. This one's really nice because I sort of figured out glazing in digital form. So like I really like the lighting. The lighting is really, really good. And this one is also really nice because it is an alternate version of this, where instead of like on the coast, you know, in the in the tide pools, you're on the other side uh on the balloon animal, and you're looking at where you came from, right? And like it goes full circle, and then it's like, "Pew!" And then the level ends with like a big, with like a bit of a musical sting, and then and then I think there's also like it would show the overall score of the world. I think that'd be cool. Stuff keeps moving all over the place, almost like I'm moving, and stuff is reacting to me moving. Great heavens, how could I let this happen? Yeah, I also like this. This one's nice, mostly because of like the way that everything is sort of sitting on the ground. Not super happy with how this puffin is in particular. We will be fixing stuff like that. This one, I think this one is definitely hands down my favorite, though. Let me zoom it back onto this one so that I can go back and then not touch that for a while. Wham. Oh, and if this next part is like higher up, then maybe I should account for that? Like maybe they have to go up like a partially sunken building. And then wop 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 wop. There we go. I think this also has one of them domes, one of them beautiful dooms. We'll decide what actually like happens later. We're just sort of coming up with beautiful ideas. We're putting our idea guy hats on, and we're becoming insufferable. Bam. And I sort of go up, symbolized by an arrow of directionality. My iconic arrow of directionality. Have the dome have like a fun little swirl on it because I like that. I like that a lot. I definitely think that I need to shrink something down by a large ton. Maybe not a shit ton, but definitely a large ton. Bam, there we go. Maybe maybe I should have started off this stream as being a little bit more mellow because I was like, hello everybody, hello daddies, hello daddies, like smiling friends. Mm. Yes, and then that goes up. Also, thank you for telling me that my battery is low. I had no idea. Anyways, let me shrink this down a little. I also think this level should be pretty big. I think that this level should be for the big. I'm gonna be honest. I really think this level should be for the big. But speaker, we are for the big. Careful, he is the big. The ratio is prosperous. Very good. I would love to see an absolute cinema image of Palpatine that just says, the ratio is prosperous. Very good. I can make that myself. I could 100% make that myself. Will I? No. But I could. Do not want. Ew. Going up, seeing some stuff going up here, which is very cool. I want to have obstacles that are swinging at people. I officially have a stance on double jumping in this game, or not double jumping, wall jumping in this game. Yes. All right. Ba ba ba. Pressure plates that do something and destroy some other stuff. I'm going to show the lines of directionality. My patent, only I have done lines of directionality. But I think instead of like an axe or like something, I think that it is like a bit of rubble that's like attached to a rope or something. Because I think that's very cool. That sort of thing makes me very happy. The rope is prosperous. Very good. Speaker, we are for the big. And I do not the knowledge that you are the big. See the amount of times that I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the movie. I won't spoil the movie. I smologize, but only a little. That's why I smologize. Oh, I just realized something. With the power of digital art, I, and you too, but mostly I, can copy paste. The ratio is prosperous. And then I think maybe somewhere around there, here is like a little secret passage, and then in here I get to go. Not an arrow. The only arrow I want is green and absolute. That's right, absolute green arrow. Secret challenge. Very good. As the first of these secret challenges, and I think that it would be fun to. This is when we start to have some like swimming secret challenges. Right, like having. Oh wow. Having like a swimming secret challenge, so that yeah, I know that you just swam, but like there's some stuff to keep you freshed up on swimming. I'm swimming. Alright, and then have maybe something like that, right? And then that's sort of not really a thing, right? And then go like really putting the Ori into this. Why are you putting Ori through this? They didn't deserve this. And then you sort of go up and then sort of up and over, right? And then bap, 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 right? You go up, 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 over. I might need to move the secret challenge thing, because that seems a little bit too easy to accidentally get into. So I am going to move it up. Because like I think that it looks secret, right? You don't know that this is there. Like you can probably guess there are no signs. The signs. And then have maybe like an overhang a little bit like this, so that they can't get over like this, but they can sort of bigly jump over that way, maybe. Let me shrink down the secret challenge. It's just a little bit of a secret challenge. It's only a tiny secret. It's only a tiny secret. And then, like, it should be very much possible to land here and then jump back to it, right? I don't want it to be hard to get into. I just don't want it to be easy to accidentally stumble on it. But you can. You can stumble on it. Very possible. What if I had another but much smaller overall thing here? So you had to bap, and then you could go and whop, and then bop, and then you're done. That looks like a pretty good double jump challenge. Or not double jump challenge, but wall jump challenge. I enjoy a good wall jump challenge. Ads start in 5 minutes. Alright, there we go. I think I could definitely shrink all of this overall as well. This is also not meant to be accurate. This is supposed to be a little bit representational. I mean, this is why representation is important. I mean, this isn't why, even though it is. You know, even though it is important, this is not the reason why representation is important. Hmm. Bam. Oh, a thing you know, I've brought up multiple like serious topics, but here's one that's a little bit close to home. So there's this local like health insurance provider that's also a hospital system. It's sort of a two-in-one deal in that way. Called Providence. Now, 1 in 10 people before this like, you know, had Providence, us included, for a while, and they're not doing insurance anymore. So an entire tenth of the entire state has no health insurance now, or have to move to infinitely worse options. And the local branch of the Democratic Socialists of America is talking about, like, you know, that we need to push, because this is the perfect time that we can push for like actually good healthcare. And God, I hope, God, I wish. Put my tax dollars into fucking healthcare so I don't have to pay for insurance. I never want to pay for insurance, ever, outside of taxes. And I want my tax money to guarantee, to absolutely 100% guarantee that when I go to the doctor or whatever, like, medical professional, that I will be supported by the doctor for my needs. That is what I wish for. That is the future of America that I can envision in my head. I see a future of this nation where its people are actually taken care of, and where we don't have to worry about expenses that don't exist anywhere else. Alright, getting more water. Yippee. By getting more water, I mean drinking more water. Hmm. I think it would be very cool to have like holes in this where light's going through, just cause, you know, I think that'd be fucking sick. I enjoy a good place where light beams through. Like there's God rays and it's dusty and it looks cool because it's an old place. Maybe it doesn't look dusty, who knows? But you know, definitely still the God rays, the light going in from the holes. Oh, my vision just went blurry. Like, different blurry. I'm blind normally, but God. Do, 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 do. I think over here, it would be cool if, like... yeah, it was sort of like that. And then, you know, it went down like, it went down like this. And they had sort of this over top. That would be very cool. The ad break has started. Apparently. Yeah, it's great to be here. You know, that sounds like the beginning of an interview. Just, hey, how are you feeling, a random famous person? Well, first of all, it's great to be here, Janice. You know, it's great to be here. You know, I really like the atmosphere. I really like, you know, how it's mostly nitrogen, but like there's enough oxygen for us all to breathe. You know, I like that. I really like the atmosphere in this place. I'm trying to think of what to do next, because there's, okay, so this establishes things that trigger stuff moving. And this... Wop, 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 wop. If I do another fun little arch like that, that'll be cool and awesome. And then I get to... I'm doing a dotted line to sort of show, like, yeah, no, this isn't blocking off anybody. What if this wasn't broken off like that, but was instead like this? What if actually it was Freddy Five Bear and he went to defeat his arch enemy William after... Guess what I'm gonna put up here? Wop wop. Extra goodies. That's right, there's an extra goodie somewhere up there, I think. Because this is like the perfect place to put it to go, ooh, extra little cool thing. Alrighty, and ad break has apparently ended. Welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna have to figure out how things go with this. Like how they're gonna get up there. That is a problem for future me, I believe. Hello, future me. This is a problem that you have. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Bam, bam. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 wop 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 Whoop, 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 whoop. Merge with layer below. And then we do this up in here. And then here's the beautiful part. Bam. Again, representational. Je mange les pois. We will be doing more cool stuff later. We'll be actually like showing what's going on with the levels once we design the actual levels. Mori 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 moriocho radio. We love moriocho. I'm kind of liking how things are looking so far. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. This definitely feels like the most complicated, so like as of now, but also it's fucking cool, man. It's fucking cool. Chat, my friends, my good friends chat. My good monolith of a friend chat. Alright, let me close that, because I kind of don't need that right now. I'm going to open recent, because I need to look at the naming conventions I did. Okay, cool. Actually, I don't need to open recent. I was a liar. Save as, go to creator documents. Then go to... at former W1-L5? Let me... Oh yeah, L5 underscore outline. At least I think it's all caps. Hold on. Yes, it is. OUTLINE. Save. The ratio is prosperous. Very good. And then I'm gonna have this be a little bit lower. It's gonna be a little bit lower. Bam. Good, good, good. Alright, this is slightly faster than putting up the text, and I apologize for this, but I will BRB bam, 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 bam. Big nose this time. Smirk. Sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will return shortly. You're telling me I get to return to one of my absolute favorite tracks in the album? Wow. Yeah, the river is really good. I enjoy the river. I also love River's End, though. River's End is very good. I enjoy the river. Me pretending to be human. I enjoy the river. I think it might be a little bit weird, like, at this point of the game to be going upwards. Like, considering, like, every other time you've been going, like, up and, or not up, you've been going, like, down and right. You've been going very down and very right. I think there is something here, right? Like, I think there's like a little sequence where they actually have to go left before going over. And they have to go over a little bit. Something dropped. You talking about the merch? Something dropped. God, I'd love to have merch. But of course, I need to design that because I'm the merch man. I am the merch man. My merch is delicious. I think having maybe another, like, fun secret area there. Maybe. It's very cool. It's very, very cool and awesome. Then something up here. The end of the level. I have an awesome idea. I have an awesome idea that everybody in the world is going to love forever, and I'm gonna get so many accolades for being epic and cool. What if I move that over here? And the end of the level was, like, over here. Like, what if that? I could easily extend Cloudlantis into a lower and upper level. Oh, it's expanding. It's expanding to 7 levels, which is honestly very fine. It's actually, like, very fine, honestly. Oh, it's fine. It's fine that it's expanding into 7 because after these two will be the final level, and then it'll be the end. And then that'll be, like, everything in the world. That's right, everything on Earth is in these 7 levels. Let me go to... Where is it? Create a document. Oh, I just remember. I wanted to show something. Real quick. Let me show something real quick. I just remembered. Do not mind me as I go to load avatar to... Oh, not all the way down, but very far down. There we go. I just wanted to show before Sunday. This model was sort of seen in the mock-ups for the gaming scene, which I'm not gonna show the full gaming scene right now because it's not fully set up on the YouTube scene, like the YouTube canvas. And so I wouldn't want the recording of me showing it off to be stinky duty uh-oh yucky. But yeah, like look at the fucking babies. Look at the babies. I absolutely adore this. Look at, is it so fucking cool? I like the faint up and down with like the squash and stretch makes it look like Naru is breathing and like every once in a while squeezing Ori, her lovely, wonderful, glowing, magical child Ori, like yeah, squeezing them closer into a hug. I love this model. This is honestly one of my favorites, considering that it is just a still image and the 4 frames of animation of Ori like moving, right? Like Ori waving to show that there's talking, and then like there's just the squash and stretch from talking, and then the basic like squash and up and down of the model. It's so good. Like the way the glowing is on Naru, like with Ori, and how it changes a bit when Ori gets up for the talking. It's such a nice touch, and like the shading on the face with like the light near to Ori, and just how happy she is. Just how happy she is. It's so Dude, you're crying? Yeah, no, the joy of creation gets to me, man. The joy of creation gets to me. So let me load Avatar again to Bam, and then let me zoom out. There we go. But yeah, no. So there's the new model that I've been working on. Another thing I've noticed with my models is that they've been getting better. They've also been getting lower fidelity, which I think is a good thing. Like, it's not necessarily a good thing that this model is actually very big in terms of pixel size. Because, you know, now with my other stuff, I was like, okay, yeah, no, that's what it looks like when on your guys' screen, instead of being like, having to worry about loss of data and pixelization of all the little like lines. Yeah, but what I was originally gonna do, let me go to credit documents to do what I was about to do. Baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do. Tommy Pickles. Clown platformeth. Clown platformeth. Let me delete a bunch of shit that I don't need, I guess. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh, this... Hey guys, did you hear that? This person's technically kind of I don't know, he-they is confusing. Anyways, yeah, we heard that they were sort of wokey. We heard that they were some sort of wokey. Let's add a bunch of shit into their critter files that they have to delete later. Because it fucking bloats their computer. Now let me go to rename that to, this is level 6 now. That's right, we were working on level 6 this whole time. I just didn't realize it yet. You foolish. You foolish. Yeah, you fool. Alright, there we go. Another game I'm excited about playing, not another game I'm excited about playing, but yeah, a game that I'm excited about playing is, there's this one, it's gonna be mostly 5e, but with different, like, like some rule changes and stat changes and stuff like that. It's uh, much more heavily based on like setting specific. So it's a setting specific system called Underworld. It's based off of Metro, but it's in the city of El Oro, which is like based off of, but not entirely based off of Mexico City, like the Mexico City Metro. But like it's still a fantasy game. It's fantasy Metro, like Metro Exodus, Metro Last Light, like those games. Um, and I'm playing this old ass elf, that's centuries old. Full on, not only remembers pre-apocalypse, but probably like was around just for when, I don't know how the old lore of this setting works. I'll have to ask my friend. Uh, but like if we're going by Spanish colonization, was probably around like when that shit was just starting to happen. You know, like that kind of shit. Centuries old elf, old ass elf. Centuries by Fall Out Boy start playing as my elf named Pablo Leon. Uh, like just walks down the metro tunnels. He is what's known as a rail priest, which is sort of a religious person in the railway. No doubt. But I think is really cool, and his main thing is that like he goes around and like catalogs and remembers and like keeps a record of and important like objects of people that he meets in the metro, because you know the when a person truly dies in the afterlife is when, you know, they're forgotten, is sort of the idea. And so he's trying to remember everybody. He loves people, and so he wants to uh like that's his mission, is to remember people. And so he has a bunch of like notes and trinkets and like scraps of things on him, and like photographs and all these sorts of things, like old children's toys, all that stuff, because he's sort of the walking history of the people of the metro. And like he also, because they're not because he's a rail priest, but like as a rail priest, he also just helps people, like normally. And the whole party's thing, I guess, is that they are helping guide people through the metro. And like the start of the game is, or like the first quest of the game is helping this merchant through the metro tunnels. At least that's what I was told. Like I am so excited. It's like I love my character, I love Clockwork Stephanie's character, I like the setting. I like the setting that my friend Kino, that's what I will call them for the sake of privacy. Like it, I really like what they did with uh with the whole setting and everything. I'm actually very happy. You know what? I have a couple more vague blobs to do before I call it today. Because I do have plans later. Fun fact. I have plans with people. I enjoy hanging out with people. And here's like the last one, and then it's sort of I'll do more on this later, I think. But then it goes over and down and out like that, and then there we go. This sort of the basic thing of it, and then I'm not sure yet if I want the next level to be immediately starting the mechanic, or if I want the next level to start with like getting on the balloon animal. Like go onto the balloon animal, give a little bit of a like pop-ups of like, these are the buttons you need to press for this is what you need to do for this part of the video game. Congratulations. Oh, my headphones just died. That is fine. Let me go full volume on my other stream real quick. I have the volume on my phone off so it doesn't pick up, and then I will go to just chatting, and then I will do my ending read now. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. There will be a little bit of an addendum to that later once term starts, but that's not now. I would much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Blue Sky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. If you'd be so kind, I'd much appreciate it if you could join the Discord. It's either !Discord in the chat, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below. And speaking of YouTube, hi YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. I will be back on Sunday to start Ori and the Blind Forest. It's exciting to start a new series every time. On Monday, I will be back on the server. What normally would be Multiplayer Monday is instead, this week, doing a Star Wars The Third Gathers Backstroke of the West watch party. And then maybe do some Multiplayer Monday after that once we finish that, if people are still around after that. And then on Tuesday, we'll be starting a new art piece. I don't believe we'll be finishing it by the time we get to Art Fight, but that is another thing that's very exciting that we'll be doing on Tuesdays during July is Art Fight stuff. And so with that, it has been a fantastic, absolutely stunning time. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Bye-bye. And good luck on your Gunpla Nova. Bye-bye.